Today, we're going to circle back and take a look at the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet set of Twilight Masquerade. We're going to take a look at the prices for all of the singles. Not all of them, the top 20, but yeah, we're going to take a look at the prices for the top 20 best hits in the set. We're going to see where they compare to when the set first released. We're going to see if there's any predictable trends. There's actually some really interesting and kind of funky price trends going on with a lot of these cards. You'll see us, especially in the number 1 spot. We're also going to quickly take a look at the sealed product, but you know, there's not going to be too much movement for sealed because yeah, Twilight Masquerade is still widely available at stores. It's only a month out, right? I think we're about 5 weeks since the official release, so it's going to be widely available for a while too, except it's only really a matter of time until prices go up. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the trends for like the top 5 cards in the set, your mind will be a little bit blown like mine is. So let's go ahead, let's take a look right now at the top 20 most valuable singles. But first, let's start off with sealed. All right, starting off, again, sealed won't take too long, but I mean, we have the Pokemon Center ETB exclusive. I'm just surprised at the price right now, $79.37. Seems like a lot, but I mean, considered to where it started at, $108.13. That is definitely a big decrease, but still $79.37. That seems more like what you would pay in Canadian, where I'm from. Doesn't really feel like what you pay for USD, right? So I just feel like that is still a very inflated and very high price for this, but maybe there's something I'm missing. I know you get some sweet promos, I know you get more packs, but still, it feels like a lot, especially for a month out. Then up next, we have the Twilight Masquerade booster box. So yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. We have June 2nd, $104.65. And then we have a value July 1st, $108.19. I mean, as you can see, 109 seems to be its high, and then 102 seems to be its low. Nothing really crazy, but I am curious to keep an eye on this box over the next couple of months leading into the next year, because if the prices of the singles reflect anything, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with the price of this box. So now let's get into the singles. All right, the number 20th most expensive card on this, for this set on this list is the Dragapult EX Full Art card. So it is the terrestrialized full art version of Dragapult. And yeah, I mean, if we look where it was a month ago, $20.28. Ultimately, it's dropped down to $10.78. It looks like it might be on the come up, but I don't quite remember where this card was on the previous list that we did. I believe we did pre-release / release. I think we did a week out, if I remember correctly. And then, yeah, here we are 1 month out, right? So I don't remember where this card would have been on the list, but I mean, at $20, it likely would have been in the the higher part of the list. I don't even know how to word it. It would have been around the probably like 17th mark for this list, the 17th most valued card, we'll call it. But yeah, right now it is number 20. Then number 19, we have Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. So again, another full art terrestrialized card. Teal Mask Ogerpon, where June 2nd, $13.55. June 5th was its high, $14.66. Its low, June 27th, $10.48. And its current price, which looks like it's going to stagnate at, is $11.10. And yeah, it's another full art terrestrialized card. I don't remember if this one was on the list. I don't think it was, but it easily could have been. Then number 18 on the list, and I'm more than certain this card was not in the top 20 last time, is Tatsugiri, which is, yeah, a illustration rare card. So this is this style that I've commonly referred to as kind of like coloring book style, where it's thick outlining lines with not a lot of shading, very just flat, solid colors used. It's definitely its own aesthetic, and it's appreciated amongst many different people. Personally, I like the cards that have a little more detail into them. But no hate, whatever, right? It's just a card. But yeah, Tatsugiri is up next. So we have a value $11.19 as of June 2nd. And the data here is actually pretty interesting. Its high is June 6th, $13.23. Its low, $11.05 June 9th. And its current value is $11.15. It might be slowly coming up, but probably going to stagnate. But the reason I say it's interesting is because June 2nd and then where it is 1 month later, it's pretty much at around the same value. Then the 17th card on the list is this full art, not full art, a gold trainer card called Rescue Board. I have never seen this card on any of these lists for that matter. I didn't even know this card was in the set, but here it is, Rescue Board. I guess this is its debut in the top 20, but yeah, it's a gold card. It's a hyper rare. You, in theory, would pull this as your big card from a booster box, potentially. If you watch, actually, I didn't even upload it as a video, so never mind. I just uploaded them as shorts. But we opened up a Twilight Masquerade booster box, and we got obliterated. It was really bad. I don't even know. I didn't get any like crazy pulls even. There was no SIRs. There wasn't even any gold cards. I think what was my big hit was full art. I believe it was the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX. This was my big hit from the box. Big hit. Because I guess it's technically, well, it's an ultra rare. I don't know. I didn't get anything anyways, but that was like the big hit. So anyways, we're on Rescue Board, gold trainer card. Let's look at some values. This is fresh values too. We haven't seen anything from this. 1455 as of June 2nd. Maybe it was on the list. I don't know. I don't think it was, but maybe it was. 1455 as of June 2nd. Its high is 1456 as of June 7th, and its current value, which looks like it's continuing to go down, is $12.49. Then number 16, we have Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, and I'm more than certain this card was either sitting at number 20 for the very first one, or for the second one was at around 19 or 18, but it has moved up on the list, which is pretty cool to see. This is the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX gold card. Pretty standard. I mean, you have your Pokemon here, Blood Moon Ursaluna, standing up, kind of in its cool stance, just on a gold card, right? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's take a look at some values. June 2nd, $12.09. Then it looks like its low is over here, June 13th, $11.75. And its current value is $12.77. And it looks like it might be starting to stagnate. It did have a pretty dramatic increase from June 29th to June 30th. Dramatic is relative, obviously, to this card and its data, but July 1st, $12.77 looks like it might be slowly increasing, or it'll probably stagnate. Then number 15 on this list is the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX gold card. So yeah, another gold card. There's been a lot of gold cards actually for the bottom 20, which is cool to see, I guess, and probably expected for like the top 20 cards, right? Teal Mask Ogre Pawn EX. I believe it's the same artwork. Yeah, it's the same artwork as the regular Teal Mask Ogre Pawn, except yeah, it's just detailed with gold, which I guess is cool. So yeah, let's take a look at some values. This one, I'm more than certain, was on the previous lists too. June 2nd, $18.92. June 6th, its high, $20.58. Its low, June 28th, $17.02. Its current value is $17.26, and it does look like it might be slowly decreasing as well as the data goes on. Then number 14, we have Hearthflame Mask Ogre Pawn EX Special Illustration Rare. That is definitely a mouthful. This is our first SIR on this list. I know this card was pretty much every card that we're going to be seeing from here on out, I believe, would have likely been on the top 20 list of the previous lists that we done. So yeah, we have Hearthflame Mask Ogre Pawn EX SIR. Again, what a mouthful. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the details, a lot of the artwork we see for the Ogre Pawn kind of chain, the line for the SIRs, is this up close, very detailed, almost mosaic kind of glass pattern sort of artwork. I don't even know if I described it right or did it justice. I think so, but this is kind of what we're rocking with, what we're dealing with, and I actually really like them. I am more of a fan of seeing the entire picture of a SIR or alternate art, but I definitely do enjoy this art style too. I think this definitely has its place in the set. So we have values June 2nd, $19.02. Its low is June 5th, $18.50. Its high is June 15th, $20.58. And its low is, its current value is $18.79. And it looks like it might be slowly decreasing too. So who knows, maybe we'll see values even lower than $18.50. It's definitely likely, right? I mean, we'll see. This card can definitely move further down the list, or it could even move up. I guess time will only tell. Then number 13 on this list is Chansey IR, Chansey Illustration Rare. It's a very nice card. This one has Ditto over here, Psyduck, Bellsprout, a Blissey, Snorlax. It has the full squad. Chansey is running around with, I don't know if those are books or if those are just boxes or food. This is clearly a Pokemon Center setting though. It is really nice artwork. Again, sort of similar to the Tatsugiri aesthetic, where we see a lot of thicker lines and bolder, less shaded in colors. This one definitely not to the same extent as Tatsugiri, right? Tatsugiri was definitely a lot more coloring book-esque, as I like to call it, but this one is certainly not as specifically detailed as other ones as well, which is neither here nor there, right? Whatever the artist wants and whatever the collector wants too, right? But I always just like the different art styles for the IRs, right? Those are very interesting to look at. Speaking of which, let's look at some values. So June 2nd, $13.73. Its low is June 17th, $10.10. I think its high is June 26th, $20.17. Yes. And its current value is $18.98, and it does look like it is starting to come on its way down. Number 12 on this list is Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX Special Illustration Rare. Yet again, another mouthful, so we'll call it Cornerstone Mask, SIR for short. Very similar to the Hearthflame Mask in the sense of its overall aesthetic, where it's up close and personal with this Pokemon. I believe, right, I could be wrong, so feel free to correct me. In each of the Ogerpon cards, you'll see, I believe this is Ogerpon over here, the actual Pokemon itself, and then the mask is just kind of what it wears, right? I guess that distinguishes its typing. So Cornerstone Mask here, which is either fighting or ground. I'm actually not really sure what Cornerstone Mask is in terms of its typing. I'm gonna say ground probably, but I don't know. Maybe fighting. Anyways, one of the two. But yeah, I just do find that interesting that the artist includes the naked Ogerpon behind it, right? So let's look at the values. We have June 2nd, $19.67. We have a high on June 18th, $20.11. Its low looks like it's here on June 24th, $19.23. And its current value is $19.56. And it does look like it's on its way up. It looks a pretty dramatic looking increase in value actually. So hopefully this card can bump over that $20 mark and then go even further beyond that. Number 11 on this list is Sinistra EX SIR. So the special illustration rare of Sinistra, which I believe is a Regent variant of, I actually don't really know. Is it Sinistea? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I don't know if it's like a play on of matcha. I'm not actually sure, but Sinistra is, yeah, the Regent variant of, I don't know if it, Sinistea, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a Regent variant of that, like, line, right? Because we have, well, Poltergeist is the former evolution of Sinistra, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, doesn't really matter. It's an SIR. It is very nice looking. I mean, it's a very brown, earthy aesthetic, and then you obviously have some green highlights, so to speak. Not really highlights, but some green colors to stand out here. So yeah, it is a very nice card. Let's take a look at values. June 2nd, $20.54. Its low, June 10th, $19.97, and its high is actually where it currently is, which I think is the first card on this list to do so, which is cool. $21.87, and it looks like it's continuing to increase, which is not bad at all. And then jumping into the 10th card on this list, you can either go 10 either way, right? 10th most valuable or just 10th in general. We have the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX. So again, this is another variant of Ogerpon. You have the close up, it's an SIR. It is kind of mosaic, church glassy kind of look to it. And of course, like I pointed out before, you have Ogerpon over here. The bare-faced Ogerpon, I guess. I don't actually know what you would call it, but pretty cool. And yeah, this is the water form. So let's take a look at some values. We have June 2nd, $27.01, which also happens to be its high, which is usually unfortunate when you see that. Its low, I believe, is over here, June 29th, $23.88, and its current value is $24.17, and it does look like it is on its way down. So we might see a new low within the next couple of weeks. All right, the 9th most valuable card for this set is Lana's Aid. This is just, this is an SIR. I don't know why I thought this was just a regular card. So that is my bad. Yeah, it's an SIR. Lana's Aid. This one was definitely on the list before too. I think it was a little higher up. Don't exactly remember, meaning it was more closer to the number 1 spot. But anyways, Lana's Aid. Nice artwork. This is kind of painting a full picture. You have Lana over here. Corphish, Surskit. I can't tell if this is a Pokemon back here. It could be. Could be a Wooper. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, it's a nice card. It is what it is, right? It's, not really much more to say about that. But let's go ahead and take a look at some values. June 2nd, $32.32. Its low, June 6th, $31.15. Its high, June 28th, $33.88. Sorry, what did I say? Its low was $31.15. $33.88, and its current value is $33.46, and it looks like it might probably be stagnating, but we'll see what this card ends up being within the next few months as well. You never know. Could go up, could go down. Trainers, I feel like, usually have a bit of a cap to them, whereas the Pokemon can kind of go all willy-nilly, a little wild, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that too. We'll see. And the 8th most expensive card for this set is the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX Special Illustration Rare. It's probably the last mouthful we'll have to have for this set list, which is nice. So yeah, I mean, this one, I've said it before, it actually is my favorite of the Ogerpon series for the SIRs. I just really like the colors, the way the yellow, the green, and then that kind of aqua, that aqua, what's the word, cyan? Oh, that's on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, the way the colors blend together is just really nice to me. Turquoise, that is the color I wanted to say. Wow. The way all those colors, anyways, just blend in, super fantastic. And again, you got Ogerpon over here. Let's look at some values. Something I want to point out is, we'll get there in just a second, but June 2nd, $45.08 is its high, that's where it was a month ago. Its high is June 5th, $45.13. Its low is June 27th, $38.62. And its current value is $40.25. It might be slightly on the way down, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, this is the 8th most expensive card in the set. It's a Scarlet and Violet set, and the 8th most expensive is $40. I mean, there's sets where like the number 2 card is $40, right? So I'm setting the stage for what we're about to see, right? $40.25. Very good for the number 8 card in this set. Then up next, the number 7th most valuable card is Kieran the Trainer. This is an SIR. I mean, my thoughts on this card before still stand. I think it's an amazingly colored and lit, and just the way the overall aesthetic with the way the light's manipulated, everything about it is fantastic, right? And then there's clearly some sort of festival or parade or something of the sorts going on. Just in general, a really cool looking card. So let's take a look at its values. June 2nd, $39.33. Its high, $40.55. I take it back. Its high is actually its current value, $40.57, which that is good. But its low, June 19th, $38.52. It does look like its current value is continuing to increase. So maybe we'll see even higher highs, if that makes sense. I think it does. Even higher highs within the next few weeks, which would be really cool to see. Maybe it'll reach $45, etc. But again, for the number 7 card, $40 is definitely not bad. Then number 6, we have Buddy Poffin. This is a hyper rare or gold card. It's a gold trainer card. And I will admit, I thought this card was going to tank in price pretty early on. Right? I thought it'd be a lot lower than it is now. And that is speaking as somebody who actually, I have pulled this card. This is, if you watched our openings, I think I got it out of the ETB. I think we pulled this Buddy Poffin, and it was awesome because at the time it was like $70, $80 Canadian. still is up there for sure. It's probably around 60, 65 or something like that. But yeah, Buddy Buddy Poffin still holding its ground, I guess, right? So that's pretty good. But let's take a look at some values. So we have last month, June 2nd, $43.26. Its high is June 7th, $43.33. June 19th, its low, $37.92. And its current value, July 1st, $42.35. And it looks like it might still be going down a little bit from here. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, again, I thought this card was going to be way lower in value way earlier on. But I guess I'm pretty surprised to see that as of July 1st, it's still 42, like in the $40 range. So it's pretty cool. All right, we're moving into the top 5. At number 5 for the top 5, the number 5th most expensive card in the set, we have Eevee, the Eevee IR, which is really neat. I think Eevee was around the top 5 before. It could have even been number 4, to be honest with you, or it was like number 6. I don't remember, but Eevee was up there for sure. Eevee was definitely up there, but it's cool to see that it's still up there. We have some values over here, so let's take a look. June 2nd, $42.03. That's 1 month ago. Its low, June 14th, $38.80. Its high, June 30th, $48.69. And then it is current value, $48.15. And it looks like it might be trending downwards too, but still, $48.15 for a Scarlet and Violet set. The 5th most expensive card. That is certainly not bad. We've seen worse from other sets for sure, so I think that's really cool. And it's an Eevee card, which is always really nice. It's a great Eevee card too. It's an IR Eevee card, so really neat to see. And the 4th most valuable card for Twilight Masquerade goes to the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX SIR. This is great artwork too. I've raved about it in the past, right? You have Ursaluna over here, kind of hogging the honey pit or whatever you want to call it. We have some Teddy Urses around in the background. We have a Munchlax over here too. It's great artwork. Kind of more on the, again, I always feel a little funny saying this, the illustration or cartoony side of the artwork, right? But you know what I mean. Like, for example, if you look at, say, the Kieran SIR, like, yeah, it's cartoony and such, but I don't know. This one just screams kind of more like artwork or cartoony. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. It's fine. If you get it, you get it. If not, then I did a bad job of explaining it. But Blood Moon Ursaluna EX is the number 4th most valuable card. Let's take a look at some values. June 2nd, $56.69. Unfortunately, it's high as well, because after that it kind of just plummets down. Again, plummet is relative because it doesn't go down by that much, but we have June 14th, $49.80 as its low, and its current value is $50.85. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to stagnate at around that price. Potentially, we'll see. But yeah, again, not bad. For the top 4 for Scarlet and Violet as of right now, not bad. I think Twilight Masquerade is the 6th set. Yeah, I mean, this is around Chilling Reign, right? Like, if you had to compare it to a Sword and Shield set, you could compare it to Chilling Reign, right? In the sense that it came out, Chilling Reign was the 6th set for Sword and Shield. This is the 6th set for Scarlet and Violet. That's the only way you can compare it, right? But it was a different time when Chilling Reign came out, but I think even just thinking of the Sword and Shield era, right? Like, the prices when it came out was insane, and I know the hype around the hobby is completely different, right? But still, I don't know. It's just really interesting to put into perspective. But again, a lot of people have a good point. This is likely where the prices are supposed to lie in the hobby, right? You're not supposed to open a pack and get a $500 card right off the bat, right? I mean, you still can, and we still are, right? But in theory, this is like how it's kind of supposed to. I don't know. Anyways, that's the value of this card. All right, and the 3rd most valuable card for Twilight Masquerade is the Perrin SIR. I mean, I've said before, I said again, this is a great card. The way the card is laid out, the aesthetic, the positioning, the lighting, how Perrin is in the photo, everything about it. It's just a really nice card. I'd love to pull it for my collection. I have this weird thing where, like, I don't know, if the set's still fresh and new, it's like I'd rather just try and pull all the greatest hits than to like buy them, right? Especially considering like, oh, for $73 I can get like 2 ETBs, right? And then, you know, just try my luck. And I know I'm not going to get the card, but I don't know. It's kind of like my toxic trait for the hobby. But let's look at some values for Perrin. We have June 2nd, $78.02. Its high is June 4th, $79.13. Its low is June 20th, I believe. Yeah, $69.62. And its current value is June 30th, $74.19. It looks like, oh, sorry, that is not its current value. $73.83 for July 1st, which is its current value. But it does look like, nevertheless, that it is trending downwards. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this card. But I don't think it's going to end here. I think for sure. Not for sure, but I think there's a good chance it will go up again. But yeah, we'll see. Then the number 2 most valuable card thus far from Twilight Masquerade is Carmine, not sure. Because there's an E at the end, I'm going to say Carmine, but I might be wrong. Carmini. I'm going Carmine. Pretty sweet card. Yeah, I love the look of this card. The way the lighting is reflecting off of everything, the lens flares, the reflections. It is fantastic. What a great card. I'd love to pull it. Don't want to buy it, but I'd love to pull it. Let's look at values. June 2nd, $119.08, which also happens to be its high. Its low is over here, June 6th, $97.49. And its current value is $104.17. And it looks like it might stagnate at around that value. And again, I just want to say, for Scarlet and Violet, when we see cards over $100, I think that's a pretty incredible feat, especially as of right now. Because we know how plentiful a lot of the supply is for Scarlet and Violet. And we know that, yeah, there's a lot of people who've left the hobby. There's not a lot of hype around Scarlet and Violet, right? So just to see values over $100, I don't know. I love to see it personally. I know a lot of people say they like when cards are lower valued and equal opportunity for all, right? That's cool, whatever. But I don't know. I also just like seeing that there are still really big pulls in the game, right? Because that's what made Sword and Shield so much fun, right? It's when you pull the really expensive card and you're like, I did this. This was awesome, right? But now, like, you know, you pull like the best card in the set, it's like $30 and you're like, wow, that was awesome, right? Well, cool. I don't know. I think from the pack pulling experience, you really want a card that has so much value. And this card is part of it, and so is the next card. The number 1 most valuable card for Twilight Masquerade, and I believe right now is the most valuable card in Scarlet and Violet, is this Greninja EX SIR. What a fantastic card. I love the artwork. I really wanted to pull this card. It's still possible. It definitely still is, but I'm definitely not buying it. I can tell you that much. I would rather pull this card and take my luck. We have the Greninja EX SIR. What fantastic artwork. Just take a look at the splotches of paint and then the terastallized version of Greninja. Such fantastic artwork. I love it. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. It's such great artwork. But what I do know what to say is let's take a look at some values, because holy moly. So we have June 2nd, $166.30, right? Drops down June 12th, $125.24. Then after that, it just climbs up, and its high is $235.79. And its low, well, not its low, sorry. Its current value of July 1st is $232.63. And it does look like it is trending downwards now. Hopefully that doesn't happen for a lot longer. But wow, what a card, what a value. You love to see it. This brings me back to, you know, the glory days of Sword and Shield. I don't know. I kind of do miss those days of just, you know, again, you rip a pack and you pull like a $300 card. It was awesome. It was amazing. Obviously, with that, you bring scalpers and resellers, and you know the hobby gets messy. But not saying that I want that bad part to come, but I do miss, you know, the chase of pulling cards. Of like, yes, this card has a great value to it, and of course, right? Not every card is about pulling the best value, right? Like that doesn't have to bring or be the only enjoyment for the hobby. But I don't know, I just, like I said, I really miss having cards that have really nice values, because we've had a whole, like, I don't know, it's been so long since, you know, we've had a set where the top pull is like wow, this is amazing. Like there's no, it's not even justifiable to buy it. Like let's try and pull it, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Let's get to the recap. All right, so those were the top 20 most expensive cards from Twilight Masquerade. We even took a look at some sealed. Nothing too crazy with the sealed, but some pretty crazy stuff with Twilight Masquerade. Yeah, let's see if the future sets can follow in its steps and give some good profit, I guess. No, that's not the right word. Give some good value. There you go. That's a better word. To the top pulls. I don't know. It was really cool to see. Like I said, I'm a sucker for cards that have high values attached to them because that's like a good chase, right? That's you know, in terms of investing, right? That's what you want to see. You want to see cards that have high values, right? That's what we like about it. That's what kind of brings a lot of people into the hobby, right? Is the prices around the cards. So yeah, I don't know. It's really cool to see. We'll see what happens in the future. We'll probably check in a couple months later for Twilight Masquerade and how it's doing, right? Who knows? Maybe the top 3 cards are going to crash all the way down, right? Maybe they're going to go below 100. I don't know, right? We'll find out. But it's been a really fun time taking a look at this list, and I'll catch you in the next one.